Welcome back, everybody. It's time that we have another look at this crappy version 4 of a BC108 Fuzzface by Mosky? Who knows? Already did a video on that one. We put in that little variable resistor over there, with the white top, to get rid of or to correct the bias issue that caused them to put a 12-volt sticker on there. But we definitely have to talk about this thing again, because this thing might actually be some kind of a fire hazard. I was looking back at the video and noticed something pretty actually dangerous. So these are electrolytic capacitors, and they have a positive and a negative connection. Unlike, for example, resistors, you need to put them in the right way, otherwise they might actually explode. And to prevent that, they put huge markings on there. They are all marked and they show like a minus and 2 arrows to that pin, so we know that's the minus, the negative side. And on the PCB right there, can you see that? There's a little plus, so that we know that the negative side of that electrolytic goes to over there. Before flipping them around, they were in there the wrong way, and the negative side of these two electrolytic capacitors was facing the positive side, which, you know, potentially could actually be a fire hazard or something like that. If they, let's say you leave that thing turned on and you leave the house and they explode and maybe it starts to burn and you come back and your house burnt down. It's classic AliExpress. No way that they are really allowed to sell crap like this in the European Union. No way. Super illegal, such bad quality. Like, it's dangerous. It's not very likely going to happen actually, because we're dealing with 9 volts, but it could happen. How can they mess this up? Who built this? Like, it's not a one-off problem that I have with this particular unit. Other people have these problems as well. So I turned them around for safety reasons. And then some nice guy on Reddit pointed out that Aran, this resistor 33K, is redundant. So I took it off and voila, we do not have noise anymore when the guitar volume is turned to 0. So after all this work, I think it's time to finish this thing off. This is gonna be heavily modded, and we're gonna put first a variable resistor over there to that resistor 33K. Gonna put in a 50K variable. Then we're gonna adjust the biases of the transistors accordingly. We're gonna check how it sounds, and then maybe later we're gonna replace that first cap with a 0.47 cap that I have. It's the lowest I have. I think the Roger Meyer access fast goes down to 0.22. I can't go that low. But first, subscribe to my channel, guys. So many of you are unsubscribed and it helps me out a lot. And second, let's hear how it sounds with the resistor removed and the caps in there the right way around. First in line, I'm using the Telecaster. All the other pedals will be turned off. And this time we're going into the good old Boss Katana Mark 1 over there with a sneaky clean twin kind of Fender thing. Sounds glorious. That one needs to be made variable. We don't have much space there, gonna be interesting. Everything is very annoying today. It's super warm in here. This might become a fun video. And this bastard is not reading. I hate this thing so much. You know why it's not reading? It's not the thing's fault. It's, of course, once again, my fault, because this stuff isn't plugged in there. Give me reading. 33K, you guys can see that. Gotta get rid of one of these legs. We're gonna use it as a handle like last time, and then we're gonna get rid of it. I'd say this looks fairly professional. Let's bias up Q1 and Q2 precisely. Let's just go with 1 volt. 1 volt Q1. Go for even numbers. 1.1, 0.1, 5.1. Let's give it a listen, shall we? Alright, before we're gonna listen to this thing, how it sounds with the guitar, let's see how it sounds just on. Quite a lot of buzzing. Now, check this out. I'm gonna turn down the volume. We're back in noise land. Alright, I think we could clearly hear the noise problems. And listen to that weird tuning sound there. Oh well, I got carried away and recorded 20 minutes of me riffing hard on this thing. It's gonna be annoying when cutting the video. Yeah, I think Q1 was a bit too high. I wouldn't go off of voltage readings anyways. They're just suggestions, gonna depend on your transistor that you have and what you wanna hear, and you know, just play and tweak around. I would suggest there is some noise in there. If I put it on its own little power supply, there's still noise, but less noise. I'd imagine running this thing off a battery gets rid of all the noise. Just need a battery adapter. So we're gonna change that one for that one, and that should remove some bass, I heard. We will just try out and see what happens. If you have any recommendation for a good solder station, let me know. Good cheap solder station, sub 100 euros. It's in there. So let's bend it over. Ah! We did it. It's not too good, but it's working. I hope. I think. Kind of similar, but also feels very different. The cleanup is slightly different. It's more even, I would say. I like it much more. You get more of a variation on distorted, overdriven sounds before it jumps to a real clean sound. Before that, it was like a real drop off. Also, I think it sounds a bit more aggressive. Let's just twist more knobs. It's an endless game of twisting VR1 and VR2.
De cette phrase.
Yo, I think that sounded pretty close to the Behringer Fuzz Bender, if not exactly the same. The Fuzz Bender might have a little more, volume. There's a little more heft to the signal. It moves more air, but only marginally and mostly if you roll down the volume. Let's one more time measure everything and see where we're at. I don't think changing the first cap did a huge difference. Maybe a little bit. Maybe that's just my imagination. Come on, 0.63 volts on Q1 and a whopping, 9 volts on Q. What? Nah, but almost 6 volts. That is a lot. Why is it showing 9 volts if I go there and 6 volts if I go there? I think we have some weird ground situation. Can somebody explain what's going on? Q1 with the ground measured from the enclosure. 9 volts, like the input. But if I go here, for example, it's around 6 volts. Strange. Anyways, let's lower that. Alright, measured and tweaked a bit more. We are at 0.99 volts at Q1. That resistor has turned all the way to one side. 5.1-ish volts. On Q2 we get a 0.22 microfarad electrolytic in there. Turned the electrolytics around. We got rid of, or kind of disconnected, the first resistor, which is the same as the second resistor. I don't know why it's there. I don't understand these two resistors there. I'm gonna call it a day. It's a bit noisy because Q1 is 1 volt. Maybe it needs to be lower. It sounds nice and aggressive though. So as long as you do not turn the volume on the guitar down all the way, you're not gonna hear that noise anyways. There we go. From fire hazard to radio to good fuzz. Let's see what the future will bring with me on this fuzz. Maybe I'll get another one and mod it in a different way. Turn it into a tone bender 1.5 maybe. I don't know. They are really cheap. Check them out on AliExpress, for example. You can get them less than 20 euros in Europe. I don't know about you guys in the US right now. It's okay. If you tinker with stuff, this thing is okay. If you just want to use it and don't want to even open it and check components if they are put in the right order, this is not for you. This might be a fire hazard. This is a dangerous device. But with little tweaking, you can get this to be a really nice fuzz face. And yeah, you can buy like 3 of these for the price of 1 Behringer Fuzz Bender, and they sound pretty much alike. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe because there will be more stuff coming. And yeah, it means a lot. You know, it's a small channel and every subscription really matters. So thank you all. Thanks for all the new subs that joined the party in the last weeks. Hope you guys enjoy. And yeah, get the BC108 Mosky Fuzzface. It's faulty, it's dangerous, but it's easy to fix. Fix it and enjoy it. If you have watched the video all the way to the end, post Happy Mosky down in the comments. Next video is coming soon. It's gonna be a certain 69 vibe, I guess. And we also got the great Behringer Fuzz comparison in the pipeline. Plenty to come. Stick around. Share this video with any fuzz lover you know. Make sure they watch it. Make sure they subscribe to the channel. Thank you all. Peace out. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.